Welcome, everyone. Let's rock and roll that rabbit hole.
Can you please give me your credit card number so I can help you?
Yeah, sure. Let me just pull over because I'm driving, all right?
Yeah, sure.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I just had a car crash.
It's going to be all right. Don't worry about it. Do you have your credit card details?
But I just had a car crash. I'm bleeding.
Yeah. I just need your credit card number. That's all. Yeah.
Well, that was such a great gag. As far as I'm concerned, it's a free-for-all on telemarketers. Treat them as you please. The sheer audacity to keep asking for her credit card number. These people have no souls.
Did you guys know that there was creepy angels on top of the Hoover Dam? Sitting on weird black cubes? Yeah, that's strange, right? What are they doing on top of the Hoover Dam? Maybe we should take a closer look at one of them. Yeah. That's weird, right? That's kind of ominous looking. Sinister even. What is that doing on top of the dam? Maybe we should look at some more pictures for some context, shall we? Yeah, okay, so there's a compass with astrology, some zodiac signs on it. Maybe the angels are related to the sign of Taurus? Maybe? I don't know. Let's keep looking. Maybe it's this pyramid pointing at this strange word, Thuban. Actually, Thuban comes from an Arabic word that means large serpent or dragon. Huh, you guys making any connections? Large serpents, dragons, angels. Huh. I don't know. Maybe. Let's look at another picture. Hey, check it out. That's pretty cool. An eagle right in front of those angels. And the wings are kind of doing something a little odd. They're kind of going up and there's this light going backwards. You know what that kind of looks like? It kind of looks like a Freemasonry compass and square. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Suddenly, this is making a lot of sense. Let's take a look at one more picture. So what we have here is a memorial plaque to commemorate the over 100 men who lost their lives building this dam. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I find this inscription a little bit creepy. They died to make the desert bloom. What's that supposed to mean? Is the implication that they couldn't build the dam without the death? That the desert couldn't bloom without the sacrifices? Are they talking about a hydroelectric dam? Are they talking about Baal in ancient Mesopotamia? I don't know. Maybe the angels and the weird astrology does actually make sense after all.
What kind of energy is being produced from these dams? Or for what? Are they powering cities, towns, or something else? Are they powering old world technology that is actually inside this thing, where you have symbolism outside, and the symbolism makes no sense for a dam? And we all know that. But let's say that there is a technology inside that needs an insane amount of power that only trillions of gallons of water could produce, where 2.5 to 3.5 trillion gallons flow through the turbines each year at the Hoover Dam. What would this be? We know about CERN. We know they're doing things, attempting to find the God particle in their words, splitting atoms. What do you think they could be doing that we just don't know about? Old world technology that they have found. Dams aren't just powering towns. They're not saving anyone from floods. They're the thing that's actually flooding the place. They don't care that much about us. Trust me. The Hoover Dam, it was funded by the U.S. federal government through the Boulder Canyon Project Act of 1928, where the government still owns it today, where even workers at the dam have said, there are places that we're not allowed to go. Sealed off chambers and restricted zones underground. Deep tunnels that are not used for power or maintenance.
Fallen angel and Masonic imagery all over the Hoover Dam. Now, why do you think that is? And this is more than just putting your name on a painting. Placing deep esoteric meaning in the Hoover Dam. What do you guys think it symbolizes? And why do you think they'd create statues of fallen angels? The whole thing is very weird. Now, this next clip I thought was pretty funny. You've all heard of Canada becoming the 51st state, but have you heard of California becoming the 11th province? Check this AI clip out.
I'm here to announce that California is now Canada's 11th province. That's right. I'm handing it over, turning it into the 11th province of Canada. Gone, out. Consider it a return to sender for failed liberal experiments. I call Canada's new Prime Minister, Mark Carney, basically Trudeau without the eyeliner. And I said, Mark, you like socialism? Great. I've got 163,000 square miles of it, filled with drug addicts, gender lectures, and Uber Eats looters. All yours, buddy. The streets, literal toilet bowls, needles everywhere. Gavin Newsom's out here banning straws, but passing out Narcan like it's Halloween candy. And the Transformer activists, they're identifying as traffic cones now. Can't make it up. Hollywood's collapsed into a woke asylum. The homeless are running the zip codes, and illegals are flooding in like it's a theme park. No lines, all rides. We're done. We're slapping a maple leaf on it, calling it Canada's problem, and watching it crash faster than Kamala's poll numbers. She's staying too. Premier of pronouns or whatever.
Mr. Carney, at the teachers' conference not long ago, you told about a program you have working at the Joseph B. Tyrrell School in Fort Smith for culturally retarded children. First of all, would you define a culturally retarded child for me?
A culturally retarded child in the context of the Northwest Territories is a child from a native background who for various reasons has not been in regular attendance in school, is from a language background other than English, and who is behind in school, say 3 or 4 years. In many centers in southern Canada, the subculture groups, say in a working class area of a large city, you would have children who you would call culturally retarded. Certainly in the United States, in the large cities, and particularly in the eastern United States, among Negro groups, we have many examples of cultural retardation and programs that have been developed to meet their needs, to try and upgrade their skills and bring them into contact with the dominant culture.
Could you?
I think we've heard enough. That is Mark Carney's father. He worked at a school for Indigenous children. Just thought you should know that.
So that was the Prime Minister of Canada's father talking 60 years ago about assimilating the First Nations culture. Sadly, there used to be a lot of this attitude going on. It's mostly been weeded out. People wouldn't have the nerve these days to use the term culturally retarded. The school system has always been compromised regardless of who you are or where you come from.
The House on Fire ruins in Mule Canyon, Utah, is an ancient ancestral Puebloan site known for its unique appearance. The cliff dwelling's rock formations resemble flames when illuminated by sunlight, creating a mesmerizing and iconic visual effect for visitors and photographers.
That's a really neat formation. And it looks like a fun day trip. I'm guessing that pattern was just created by water erosion. I think you need to go a little higher up the tree. Every dog in the neighborhood's going to be reaching in there. Is that your first time, bud?
1,200 feet above the earth, on the edge of the cliff, I found something on Google Earth that almost didn't seem real. A giant zigzag of rectangular blocks, extending out into space. On the last day of my trip, I set out to find that rock formation. And what I witnessed was incredible. Alright, I see the spot I found on Google Earth. Right over there. I've been following sort of a maze of half-abandoned dirt roads. It's a beautiful day. Alright, let's see what this thing looks like. So on Google Earth, they really look like perfect, rectangles. But then you get out to them and they have a big sort of humpback on the top of them. Wow, look at the corners of these blocks coming up. Wow, this is pretty wild. There's a bunch of swallows darting around the cliff.
So the scientific community likes to call this natural process joint locking. Is it joint locking? Or is it part of some ancient quarry? Whatever the cause may be, it's a spectacle to behold.
You see this tripod? This a ring light. That's power, bro. I never knocked the ring light down like that before. One more time for the people that's new to the page. Ain't nobody out here but me, bro. It's just me. We got powers, for real. It just is what it is, bro. There's a lot of trippy stuff happening in the world, right? AI is evolving. Genocide is happening. And people got powers. It's part of the plot, bro. It just is what it is. What you going to do with the power? That's the next question. That's the real question. But you already got it.
Powers, yes, powers. We all have powers. You too can command the wind. I've actually seen a lot of these videos in the last year or two of people pretending to be airbenders. But let's be real. If people had those abilities, this world would be in even more chaos than we're in right now. Okay, so check out this next guy who claims to be some kind of military experiment. Something straight out of a movie. Check it out.
A man on TikTok has been experiencing a strange transformation in his body, a shape-shifting transformation according to him, after having spent some time in the Navy, and this is his first video on TikTok. Check this out.
So you really need more. You need more of these eyes.
Yeah, see that?
Well, you're in luck. We're here at the specialist. They're gonna do some weird poking around. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Are you guys ready?
So you're gonna stay straight.
Okay.
And then you're gonna look straight ahead.
After having his account and his videos deleted, he opened a second account and uploaded this video. Check this out.
Look.
Now.
What you're about to hear is real. My name is not too important. The information that I'm about to tell you is extremely important. I was an intelligence specialist with the United States Navy. Since then, if you watch my other videos, you realize that strange things have started to happen to my body. If you remember, my eye has started to get more of a slit and a reptilian, or I guess snake eye appearance. If you look at my other videos, or what I'm adding right here, you can actually see up close what my eye looks like. If you remember, my body in certain areas, like for example, if you look at my elbows, On both sides, I'm growing additional limbs. My hands, my thumbs, they're extending and growing too.
Okay, hold this in your hand and get it close to the tourist. They go home without the headaches and stuff.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm talking about. Go ahead and put it close to the magnet close. Hold this in your hand.
Can I give you a hug?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You're so sweet.
Thank you for what you're doing.
Appreciate that.
Oh my god, wow. My god, it feels so weird. I feel like some electricity is going all the way up my entire bloodstream.
Put it inside. Now you're
Oh my god, I
feeling-
feel the vibration, the frequency.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the frequency is going like all through my body. What does this do?
Okay, so that frequency is specific to Schumann resonance. It's helping you connect and reconnect to the earth. 7.83 is also good for bones, bone growth. We play 7.83 when we're trying to heal bone disease. There we go.
There are people who are saying that the Schumann resonance is off the scale. Normally it's 7.83 cycles per second, which is the heartbeat of the earth, which is why we should walk barefoot. It grounds us, and then we are in sync with the pulse of the earth, the heartbeat of the earth. The sun has been doing strange things, and there are other planets that are affecting our solar system, and all of those create new energies, which drives the Schumann resonance bonkers. Some have measured it at 11 and 16 and higher cycles per second, you see? So that must have an effect on people, some more so than others, some don't feel anything at all.
So the Schumann resonance is a fascinating phenomenon. It would definitely back up Tesla's claim of everything in the universe being made up of frequency, energy, and vibration. The Earth is alive and it has a pulse.
So what I got here is a pictorial album in the history of the 1893 World's Fair. This was printed in 1894 in Chicago. Let's let them tell us in their words how this went down and look at the pictures of what they built in a very short amount of time. So I'm gonna bring you around. Now let's try to follow this timeline that's laid out in this book. So it starts as far back as 1882. Chicago was suggested as a proper place for the World's Fair. 3 years later, Chicago Commercial Union League and Iroquois Club appointed a joint committee to take action and report. So 1886. Then it was Chicago businessmen that came forward and began to take action in July 1889. So by July 1889, nothing had still been done. So now we have December 11th, 1889. Senator Cullum of Illinois introduced the first World's Fair bill into the United States Senate. All right. Now, Washington, D.C. and Chicago were going back and forth as who was going to have the World's Fair. Well, February 24th, 1890, all opposition was overcome and Congress voted to have the exposition in Chicago. But we come all the way down here, and it wasn't until June 26, 1890, the funds were released and they had their first meeting of the National Commission. So less than 3 years later, all of what I'm about to show you was built and up and running and ready for a World's Fair. There's a bird's eye view of the World's Fair. Just part of it. This is the electricity and mining buildings. Do you see how big those are? Look how small the people are on those things. Let me see if I can zoom in for you. I mean, they built that in 2+ years. And here's one of the machinery hall. Just absolutely massive. And in this entire book, Even though they built all this in 2 years, there's not one single picture in here of anyone building anything or anything being constructed halfway through. All they're showing you is the final product. Just look at that detail. All those fountains, that boat, those statues. Look at the Statue of Liberty they have right there. Look how little those people are next to it in that boat. You cannot convince me this wasn't a Tartarian world that they wiped.
Now, this subject is filled with so much contention. I'd love to believe the official story, and I want to give credit to the hardworking men and women that built this country. But from a tradesman's point of view, it seems logistically impossible. The question I constantly ask myself when I see these videos is, why is there such a lack of construction photos? You always just see the finished product. Let me know what you guys think. The whole Tartarian subject is filled with muddy waters.
If we make guns illegal, then nobody will get shot. That's how we stopped everybody from doing drugs. Want to stop drunk drivers from killing sober drivers? Ban sober drivers. That's how gun control works. If abortion isn't murder, then why is it a double homicide when a pregnant woman is killed? So a mother can abort her baby if she doesn't want the responsibility, but a father will go to prison if he doesn't want the responsibility. Interesting. If genitals don't define gender, how does removing them affirm it? So the White House is unable to track billions of dollars sent to Ukraine, and the US Treasury is unable to track trillions of dollars in pandemic spending, yet the IRS wants to know where your $5.38 is, or you're going to jail.
Logic. I love it. Humor is one of the best ways to deliver truth. It's a more non-confrontational way to break through someone's programming. So here's a small rabbit hole I fell down this week. Have any of you heard of The Obscured Principles by Dorian Kane? I did a little digging and it seems like, AI are pushing this book. The question I have is, why would they push a book with such deep esoteric meaning and even truth in it? Take a look.
So this Obscured Principles book that you see under every person's comment section, and it's just random bots commenting, talking about, oh, I've read the Obscured Principle book and it changed my life, and I just want to recommend it. Dude, like, I'm not gonna lie, that is the most annoying thing ever, because it's on every single post. It's on every single post. I've read the Obscured Principle book by whatever, and it changed my life completely. I recommend this book to everybody. And you didn't read the book. You're a bot. You're promoting books. Okay? So I know I can't be the only person who's sick and tired of seeing that little advertisement. Or it's just every comment section, bro. Like, we're not reading that book. Especially it got the one-eye symbolism. Like, I'm not reading the book. I'm just being honest. I went on Amazon to find this picture right here because it is an actual book. And it has like 81 sales or something like that. So they're trying to get their sales up. I know what they're trying to do. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. I guarantee you somebody gonna comment it under this video too. It's crazy.
Obscured Principles by Dorian Kane is a thought-provoking book that blends philosophy, psychology, and metaphysics to explore hidden truths that govern human behavior, society, and personal development.
I feel like these stories lead us in a certain direction towards technocracy, AI taking care of everything in the online world. It's pretty sad that when we were young, we were told to get into computers, make sure you learn how to use computers. Computers are going to be very important for the future. Now AI is replacing all those users.
That was the point where we began to become.
What?
Cats have learned the art of the fake out. Let me just reach over and grab some of your. Stretch, yeah. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for coming by. See you next time.